One thing you have to understand about the attitude of anyone cognizant going into this is that our wickedness had to be stopped one way, no matter the cost, no matter what it takes, what sacrifice they had to make. And in the meantime, should be lucrative. Islam will severely punish any acknowledgement that we're at war because it's supposed to punish the wickedness, overthrow the wicked all at once. But in the meantime, they're scared. When it's over, they go back where they came from or die. Gandhi invented Muslim neutrality. His autobiography says that he was not Hindu, and then history tells us he started spawning Muslim buffer states like a whore of Babylon. Archduke Franz Ferdinand got shot by the first responsible Serbian to come along. It's not the guns, it's the Muslims. The Romanovs, oh, well, he was a bad guy. Yeah, he said the same thing about Princess Diana after he ran her off the road and laughed about it in tabloid rags. Accidentally kill something expensive? Just shit on their memory. The rape of Nanking might have been entirely avoidable if not for the abdication of the last emperor to a bunch of eunuchs. Sick men of Asia. So you see, I have a somewhat firm, if general, grasp on the rise and fall of the Reich. Been trying to reach the CIA for almost 10 years. Who's got a problem with it? Well, Muslims, faggots, and scared Nazis. What do they all have in common? Well, first, do no harm, or you're not a doctor in any religion. Nazis, oh, he means Germans. Only if you're a fascist collectivist. Only the Nazis think I mean Germans. Oh, we already went through all the trouble of stealing all this gold. We're not going to give it back, right? Because it's not a legal corporation to begin with. The corporation is canonized in the New Testament by the Apostle St. Paul for saved Christians and kosher Jews. 600 years later, slave-raiding barbarian heretics from the Devil's Playground finally learn how to read and disagree. They invade Europe. They're driven back by Charles Martel, and then the First Reich, because they don't give up. Not supposed to call it a war to begin with. So now we got a bunch of Muslims milling around, and they follow his son. Then you get the First Reich. They ban reading, burn witches, and bumble from the conquest of one Christian neighbor to another for 600 years. They changed the Iron Age into the Dark Ages. They caused the Great Schism, and then they sacked the Vatican and collapsed like that was all it was ever meant to do. A Catholic monk cured the bubonic plague. How can there be a Holy Roman Empire alongside a real Roman Empire? It's a contradiction in terms, and there's already a Roman Empire. Russia is just as Christian as the rest of us, regardless of the date. It is the year of our Lord 2025, and the law is still delivered in Latin because only one man has ever been born perfect, and we do not anticipate a repeat performance. That's not my opinion, it's what year it is. There's no opportunity here for following little dope smuggling heretics to follow little boys around. Like the perfect little boy's going to be born to save us from our own stupidity. So is it the Jews? Well, the Jews don't marry 6-year-olds. It's not kosher. That's why they have bar mitzvah. But Islam's not mentioned in the Bible because it wasn't written for another 600 years. If you're looking for little boys as an excuse for your own behavior, it's a direct result of Islam or competition thereof. So that's why Roe v. Wade signaled the rise of the Reich in the United States by putting us on even ground with humanity's closest natural enemies. And you can trace it through Canada right back to the usual suspects. Hitler got fluoride approved as a therapeutic application of chemistry by harassing the Vatican with Jew skin lampshades, terrorizing the Pope until they gave up. And that appears to be the UN's approach, their business model. But if there are no nations whose population is financing your golden parachute, so the last king of Scotland became chief of the UN Security Council after eating his political rivals, so they're obviously not against it. They represent the Martians. So World Health is the Nazis. But what about Florida? Well, it's called Doctrine of Discovery if the Catholics had a say in the matter, but some idiot married an Indian squaw and fell in love and they had a son, so they decided to preserve the Everglades forever and ever. But these are not ancestral burial grounds. This is where they ran away from Andrew Jackson. This is not the Dakota Access Pipeline. It's a happy hunting ground, not a burial mound. So it's not even that there's a double standard. We're just too stupid to differentiate between what establishes a a reservation. Those Indians here, we're done killing them for the moment. Let's make it a park. So that's why retards in lab coats. One for piracy, we'd all be British subjects. Yeah, well, pirates are shoot on sight in the public square. Act like it's a religion. Like we all got to bow down because you're religious and you don't even practice. Like you should be at sea. You should go directly to governor's office or the police will shoot you. First, do no harm or you're not a doctor in any religion whatsoever. The Barbary Corsairs were sunk at the Second Battle of Tripoli at harbor in 1804, and those were our Marines too. So we're not interested in a second civil war here because you're too stupid to figure out our resources are sunshine and mud so rich you could sell it as fertilizer. But no, we just have to perfect the art of medical slavery until we get it right. It's an imperfect system, but it's the best we got. No, first do no harm or you're not a doctor for the past 3,000 years. It's the definition. If it means war, so be it. Look at the rest of it. Look at everything else that's going on. So a bunch of morons can act like we're not at war. I saw engines buying gas. They want to be part of the economy. Enjoying the wheel, are we? So now we've got influence from the Haitians, from the Cubans, and from dumb doctors. That's what it is. First, do no harm or you get dumb doctors. It's like a contest. Doctrine of discovery. Casinos, farms, orchards, nowhere to run for hundreds of miles. Progress, not just some desperate Nazi clinging to power. Our dear, sweet, innocent, naive, precious goddamn judges slitting each other's throats for forgiveness from East African cannibal warlord Jesus. Idi Amin, last king of Scotland, holy emperor of the space-time continuum, and owner of all the little blonde kids.